What is up, everybody? How are you guys doing today? So, first of all, let me make sure I'm even live right now. Hold up, hold up, hold up. There we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this edition of Hey Rob, and this will be a fan mail Friday. So already we got some people in the chat. Just wanted to say what's up to you guys. Hello, Denise Stone. Nice to see you as always. Hello, Mr. Cody. That's Cyrus7009. Hello, Mattermore. Hello, Silent. Hello, Ellis Durnell. Hello, Game Over Kayla. And hello, Sebastian. Wow. Sitch. Woo. You must be from Russia. I don't know. I can't say your name. I'm sorry. I'll just fuck it up if I try. Yes, I have a Snapchat. That is Robert ETF. I have some awesome announcements today. First of all, let me see. I got to show you this so you can see this live and in person. So for the Patreon users, this drum head right here, this was used on the new record that is not out yet. I recorded with this. I was in the studio back in April, I think, in March and parts of June. I don't know. It's been all over the place. This drum head right here, I used it on the new record. And this one, I'm going to sign right now. There you go. And for those of you that don't always get to see this, boom. That's my other signature. So this was used on the new record, and since it is the beginning of a new month, the winner of August for my Patreon users, and the link is at the bottom, patreon.com/heyrob, he signed up for the gnarliest tier that I have, and I put him in the running for a special, unique, one-of-a-kind item. And again, this was used in the studio, so I'm going to give this award to obviously the guy who's been on here consistently. He's been very involved. He gives me suggestions. He's always down to talk about whatever and ask me awesome questions. So this is going to go to Cody. That is Cyrus7009, along with some drumsticks that also became, or they were part of the Patreon package. So this is yours, Cody. Congratulations. You're awesome. Thank you so much for always supporting, man. We're not just, artists and fan anymore. Now we're friends, at least I feel that way. So this is yours, dude. So congratulations to you. With that said, though, before I start asking some of your questions, which you can go ahead as I'm talking and start getting them in the chat and all that stuff. So for and Kayla, I can go to you if you're ready whenever you want. You guys that are already on the Skype, just message me on Skype. I'm already signed on. Message me on Skype, and I will ask you, or I will take your calls in just a minute. But I just wanted to say, so this was an amazing question. Mattermore asked, what is Patreon? So you can see the link at the bottom, patreon.com/heyrob. Patreon, what that is it's basically a way to support your favorite artist. And initially, I chose that platform because doing a podcast was an idea that I had with a couple friends of mine, because we always sit and talk. We shoot the shit. Whether it's with Josh, my tour manager, we'll sit up at the front of the bus and we'll just talk about whatever for just hours on end. It could be about sports or politics, religion, movies. We always debate music, of course. And with my friend Jordan, it's the same thing. We would go in the backyard. We just have conversations about everything and anything. So the idea was that we would sit together and we'd have these conversations and we'd share them with you guys. And we were going to do exclusively only on Patreon, where you sign up and you support, you donate, and that way it could pay for all the stuff, all the freaking microphones and the camera, everything, right? And so that was the idea, and we were going to use Skype as a special feature for those that are super involved, but we wanted to keep it small, very exclusive, So we priced it high because you're going to get drumsticks. You put you in the running for a special item like this signed drum head that was used on the new album. So things like that. That's why I initially wanted to do a high price tier like that, to just kind of separate those who really wanted to be involved and really wanted a chance to win prizes like this, really wanted drumsticks, things like that. But as it turns out, you know, that was the vision. But the schedules and the work schedules, I'm a rock star. My schedule's 24/7, 365, yet I also don't fucking ever work all in one. Okay, so my schedule's just whenever the fuck I feel like it, right? These guys do work. They work in the evenings and stuff, which is usually when I do this. So unfortunately, that vision isn't quite panning out. I wanted to do it between us as friends and then include other people once in a while as Skype callers. Since I can't do that, you know, as often as I would like and what would be fair, I've decided to switch it. So now everybody who signs up to the Patreon at the $5 tier, which is the lowest one, everyone that signs up, I'm going to add you to the Skype call list, and I'm going to take calls. And so now my co-host, which this mic has been empty every week, from now I'm not going to worry about a co-host. Now you guys are going to be my co-host. So anyone that signs up to the cheapest tier, that's the $5 one, I'm going to add you to the Skype call list. So now this Patreon website, patreon.com/heyrob, that gives you guys a chance to now ask your questions, whatever it might be. It might be about past members. It might be about whatever it is, VIP meet and greets, fucking movies. You want to argue with me about the Floyd Mayweather-Conor McGregor fight because obviously Floyd Mayweather just fought the easiest fight of his life and he just made like $400 million doing it, going in the record books. You know, if you want to argue with me about the fact that you think I'm wrong for thinking that was his easiest fight, now you can get on Skype. So head over to the Patreon, sign up. It's the cheapest one. If you want drumsticks, that tier is going to stay there. If you want to get in the running for the you know, prizes like this, fucking, I don't like to part ways with shit like this. I really don't. I keep all this stuff, but that's Cody's. He won it this month. He's done the most. He gets to have that. That's all his. He has that to his Escape the Fate collection. So there you go. Head over to Patreon. Now you guys can be my co-host. You can be part of this. I want as many Skype callers as possible. And this Patreon will serve as kind of my database to organize the whole thing and make it easy to add you to the call list. So without any further ado, let's answer some questions. Here we go. Let's start right back at the top here. So you can keep adding them to the chat. Just keep typing. I see a few of you that are on the Skype. If you want to get on, just go ahead and message me. If you don't because you're at work or you think you look ugly, that's cool too. But you can just message me on here. Kayla, I'm looking at you because you're always nitpicky about it. Anyways, let's answer this question first. Do you have a Snapchat? I already answered that. My Snapchat is Robert ETF, just like my Instagram. I don't always use it, but I do once in a while. It's rare because now that Instagram has the story mode, there's no real reason to use it. You know what I mean? So let's go. And oh yeah, before I completely move on to the Patreons, I'll be sending you guys all messages, everyone that signed up now, so I can get all your Skype names and I'll add you to the list. Here we go. Where are we at? What is your favorite band to tour with? My favorite band it was two bands. One of them was Avenged Sevenfold because obviously they're one of my fucking favorite bands. You see the fucking poster from when they played on tour in support of their first album, freaking, what the hell's it called? Sounding the Seventh Trumpet. Obviously, I got to see them every night, and that was amazing. And the shows were humongous, and we were playing fucking giant arenas and amphitheaters every day, and fucking food and all that. And they were super cool. They were nice. They remembered me, obviously, from being there. I was on their street team, and I remember having conversations with them, and Sinister Gates came up to me. He's like, yo, man, you know, I just want to say, man, I'm proud of you. You went from being a fanboy, and now you're doing your thing, you know, so I'm fucking, it's a good job, man. Just fucking keep grinding, and just always remember that your band is your fucking band, and no one can ever tell you what to do with your band. Fuck what anyone says. Don't listen to anyone in a suit. Don't listen to a label. Don't listen to fans. You make your music for you. No one can tell you how to do your band. No one can tell you it's wrong, and no one can tell you how to do it's right. It's your fucking band. And that's like the best advice I ever got from Sinister Gates, you know? And that was amazing. It was amazing. Plus a couple nights of partying and stuff was cool. Playing Call of Duty with Matt Shadows. But the other favorite band was also New Year's Day. New Year's Day, we became best friend bands, and we toured almost all of last year and the year before with them. It was weird. I don't know. It just ended up that way. And they were cool. We became really good friends. We took in the sights. We hung out. We'd have dinners together. We just did everything. We were this just huge group, and they were really fucking cool, man. And I haven't seen any of them in quite some time, so I hope they're all doing well and all that stuff. So there you go. Chris Fritsch asks, what are your thoughts on Monty Money? Have you heard Beyond Unbroken's new single? My thoughts on Monty Money is, you know, we shared a lot of time together. We basically, you know, we have history together. We created a baby together, essentially, with our music and, you know, stuff that we can't just ignore. That, you know, we'll always have that link between one another, you know. And I wish him nothing but the best, him and his brother. I wish them nothing but the best. I don't harbor any bad feelings. You know, we're just in different places in our lives, and we haven't really crossed paths since he exited the band. So, but for me, I hope all good things for him. And speaking to a couple of his friends and stuff, he has the utmost respect for me as well, from my understanding, and he hasn't said anything bad about me. So he doesn't harbor any bad feelings. It's just one of those things where it was a very challenging thing to have a band together, and there's a lot of obstacles, and it just wasn't right. It didn't work out, and we both move on. We both have regrets, and we both have things that we're proud of, and, you know, we move on, and I hope nothing but the best for him. And as far as Beyond Unbroken, his band, I haven't heard any of their music, so I can't give you an opinion, and I have no idea what it sounds like. Maybe I'll check it out. So I hope it's great. I mean, I'm sure it is. He's very talented. Which Dylan Fuller was asking the same thing. Yeah, I haven't heard it. Let's go to Billy K. Billy K asked me, Robert, which album did you find the most challenging to record? Wow, that's interesting. There's a couple. This newest record's been pretty challenging. It's been tough, man. It's been tough because usually you'll write so many songs, and recording them shouldn't last more than a fucking month tops. And it would only last that long because the singer can only sing so much before he starts damaging his voice. So, you know, it shouldn't really take that long. It should be writing and then recording, two different things. But sometimes you get into this thing where you write a song or a couple and you record those and you start writing again. So as a musician, especially as a drummer, because you can't just practice drums. The drums are fucking loud, and there's just not enough time in the day to be able to do it. And in those hours, you're spending writing new music and fixing old music, and when you should be drumming. So it's fucked up. But this one's been really challenging. Ungrateful, however, was extremely challenging. We flew to like fucking different parts of the country and tried to work with so many different producers. We ended up with, we worked with this one guy who was an amazing guy, really accomplished. Like, holy shit, he sold millions of records. And it didn't mesh well. And it was not our vibe, and we hated it, and we got out of there, wasted a fuck ton of money. When we went back to LA, we worked with John Feldman, and we recorded some songs, and we were still not completely satisfied, so we did some stuff on our own, and rewriting and re-recording and re-remixing, and it just so much fucking, it just took forever, along with the fact that the band had been in disarray up until that point, and we had to kind of regroup as an actual unit. So it was very, very, very challenging. I'm surprised that album even came out, to be honest. And there's a lot of stuff on there I'm really proud of. So I'm glad we were able to do it. So there you go. Let's move on to the next question. Siren Song. Thoughts on the transgender military band? Nope, not fucking going there. You know, that kind of stuff. I don't like to fucking talk politics, to be honest with you. I don't, because no matter what you do, fucking you alienate people. And I'm not into that. There's too much fucking people sharing their opinions. Quite frankly, I've deleted all my social media so many fucking times. I just opened up Facebook for the first time in 5 years. 5 fucking years I went without touching my Facebook. I didn't even know I still had it. I thought it just was gone forever, but apparently you can't delete Facebook. I opened it up. The last time I opened Facebook up, it was all fucking Candy Crush. Fucking Candy Crush tokens and requests, wants to send you tokens, or you need to send them to... It was just fucking constantly fucking Candy Crush. Open it up 5 years later, all I get is fuck these people, fuck these people, fuck those people, fuck those people. Everyone fucking talking about how they fucking... the other side is fucking wrong and fuck you for hating people. And then this side's going, well, why are you hating me? Fuck you for fucking hating me. And you're the one hating. And everyone just keeps casting these stones. And they keep thinking that their way of hating people is somehow going to alleviate hate on the other side. And so what you get is hate battling hate. And then I want no fucking part of it. I'm a fucking entertainer. I'm here to fucking have people have a good time. We're here to talk about music. We're here to talk about fucking fun shit. You know, that's what we should be doing with our lives, is fucking enjoying the time that we have together. So as far as your question on my thoughts on the transgender military band, that's a conversation that I have had and will have with my brother-in-law over a couple beers in the backyard, or my best friend, or my father. I'm not going to have those types of questions with a stranger on the internet, because I don't know you. You know what I mean? So there you go. Anyways, let's move along. Alice Durnell asks, do you talk to Max and are Max friend? It's not that I don't talk to Max. It's not that I'm not on speaking terms with him. It's that we just are, we're just doing different things. I don't, with him, where there's no animosity, there's no hatred. I know he doesn't hate me. Once in a while, we'll send a text over something funny or whatever, and there's still business stuff that has to happen behind the scenes because, again, we're attached forever. You know, but we just don't really talk. He's doing his thing, I'm doing my thing, and I got kids, man. I got whatever time I have. This is what I do with my free time right here. So there you go. You know, now where? Oh shit! I moved too fast. Here we go. And Denise Stone says, I'm seeing you guys in November. Fuck yeah. For those of you that are wondering, we do have meet and greets. However, many of them have already sold out. We are very limited on this. There's a big tour, so everyone's kind of got a limit on what they can bring as far as fans. You don't want like fucking 400 fans running around backstage. Anyways, Jesse, I see you. If you're ready to come online, I'm going to answer a few more, and then I'll bring you on. So there you go. I'm just typing to Jesse and letting him know. So there you go. And let's see. Eric Cruz says, Cruz versus Ortiz, blockbuster fight in 4 months. And then he says, you won't win because I can't lose. Now, Eric Cruz he's delusional. He's like 4'5". He looks like fucking he looks like a Latino version of fucking what's that guy's name? The guy that played the fucking Penguin on Batman Returns, Danny DeVito. This dude looks like a Mexican Danny DeVito talking about he's gonna beat me up and that he'll win in a fight against me when I'm fucking 6'3", I weigh fucking 200 pounds of just muscle, and I don't get tired. I do cardio like a motherfucker, and he's thinking his little mini-me punches are going to do anything to me. No, you're wrong, and I do have skills that pay the bills. You haven't seen them yet, but they exist. You better not duck me, though. I think he's going to fake an injury in January. We're going to fight. He and I, we have a signed boxing match. He's my opponent. He's a nice guy, though. Christian, super cool. It don't matter, though. I'm going to knock him the fuck out. Sebastian asked another question. He says, I have one more question. Do you play Hallowed Be Thy Name cover from Iron Maiden in Graz? I've listened your cover and I love it. I assume you're probably from not America, so the translation on here is a little weird. Hopefully you can translate what I'm saying and you understand. We've never played the Hallowed Be Thy Name cover from Iron Maiden. We've never tried it. We did do the My Chemical Romance cover throughout all of last year. We played it like almost every show, honestly, and it was a lot of fun. So maybe we'll do the Iron Maiden one. It's a fucking hard song to play, though, man. There's a lot of shit going on, and I had a good time recording it. It's really fucking... I love Iron Maiden, one of my favorite bands. I listen to them definitely once a month, usually every week. It's awesome workout music, too, and it's just fucking rad as fuck. Cyrus7009, which is Cody, says, I'm incredibly thankful for this. I can't afford max tier after this month due to being jobless and doing favors to pay debts. I used the last of my birthday money for this month. Well, there you go. See, this is awesome. So now you can still be part of this and you can still be on this shit. So there you go. Melissa, who is also on Patreon, you're here now. Just letting you know in case you missed it. I will now be making every single person who signs up on Patreon, you guys will now be able to be Skype callers. So I'll be sending messages to all of you to get your Skype names, and I'll add you to the list. And speaking of which, I'm going to add Jesse right now. So you don't no longer have to worry about paying the high premium. That was a plan for me and my friends to talk and then have a couple of other fans join in once in a while. But it's too hard. These guys work. They got families to feed. Their hours are crazy, dude. He works like fucking 16 hours a day, literally. Making bank, though. But because we can't be on I can't have a consistent co-host, I figure my fans will be my co-host. So without any further ado, let's bring Jesse on. Adding him to this call. Hopefully he's ready. Now, Jesse's really fucking cool.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, Jesse? Turn down that show and get those headphones going. Oh, wait a second. It's probably me. I think. Yeah, I hear an echo. Let me mute this for a second.
I got my headphones on, so.
There, this should be good now. All right, cool. And let me fucking turn off this FaceTime shit. There we go. So now we should be good. Everyone, please welcome Jesse to the show. Jesse actually last night interviewed me on his channel, which is Game Over Jesse, right?
Yes.
So you can go check it out. It's really cool. We actually talked a lot about the very beginning of Escape the Fate. I mean, we're talking high school days and how I met these guys and how I met Ronnie and Max, and really detailed the very beginnings of the band. And then we talked about the upcoming stuff and the tour and music. I actually really enjoyed that conversation. So for you guys, check it out on his page, youtube.com/GameOverJesse. And if you're into Zelda, this motherfucker, he knows Zelda probably better than anyone I know. But anyways, fire away, man. You interviewed me last night. Let's keep the party going today.
Yeah, so like the whole point of the interview, aside from, talking to someone and one of your favorite bands, was like, I was telling someone the story earlier, Kayla, who's also watching, that I was watching an interview, a recent one, with Thrasher, and the guy was asking him what everything was like with Escape the Fate whenever Ronnie was leaving the band and Craig was coming in. And I was thinking, do these people just not do research before they have these interviews with the people? Because it's like, yeah, he might know some stuff, but he wasn't in the band whenever that was going on, and he was talking about like what's it like writing for some of the older albums and then now, and I'm like, these people, the questions they're asking aren't the questions that they should be asking that specific member. Like maybe with you or Craig, they should be asking that, but with
Yeah, I know what you're saying. So what you're getting at is does that frustrate me?
yeah, basically just like whenever you go into for an interview, because we had our interview last night and the person is asking maybe the same question you've been asked 1,000 times, or it's obvious they're just asking the same generic question they ask everybody. How is that for you when you just get tired of situations like that, and what questions do you look forward to answering?
I mean, for me, like it was because I like speaking in a long form. I've been more active on social media lately, but I don't like rapid fire yes or no type questions or single word fucking one word answers. That's not my thing. I like to fucking have a conversation and explore, right?
Yeah.
So you know, to answer the first part of that, when we spoke yesterday, we went in depth and you didn't shy away from your ignorance, and I love that. You said, this is what I read, so I've heard about this and I actually want to kind of clear up exactly how this went down. So you talked about you won a contest to open for Mike Cam, and then you were getting signed, but then you were doing this, and then how did that play out? And like, I like that because you're actually telling me, hey, you know, I know a little, but you know, not really, so tell me. Like, I'm down to talk about whatever. I usually am looking forward to, you know, discussing the newest music, obviously, because I'm really excited about it. And that's anytime we talk about that, and you know, they want to ask about inspirations and things like that, like that's what I really, really enjoy. And it does get frustrated because with a band that's been around this long, and it's just a quick Google search that'll give you the gist of it. To just kind of do a little research goes a long way, you know. And they could say, hey, you've had past members. How long have you been in the fucking band? I want to learn. Like, that would have helped out for Thrasher. You know what I mean? And it does get a little frustrating, a little embarrassing for both of us in that aspect when you don't know your shit, you know. And when I thought of doing this, I thought that to myself. I'm like, man, I want to bring all these guys in and do all this shit. And I'm like, wow, how would I even ask when I'm talking to Slash years ago and interviewed him? I'm like, what the fuck? I know everything about this guy. Everyone knows everything about this guy. Let's make it fun, you know? But it's still nerve-wracking, and you don't want to feel ignorant. But sometimes I think it's best to just be open about it and just say, hey, I'm new to your band. Let's fucking talk. Because maybe a lot of the people that go to my site that are my fans that are going to find out about you, they don't know about your band. So let's just go back to the beginning. What's up? You know what I mean? I appreciate the honesty in that way, rather than just quickly dabbing a couple of notes and then just getting the shit done just to have some extra content for your site. Like, if you're gonna do it right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and plus it'll help, in my opinion, if you seem like you know what you're talking about instead of asking a question like whoever the person was interviewing Thrasher about it. Whenever they ask that, it kind of makes it awkward, because then the person's like, well, do I correct him or do I just keep the flow going?
Yeah.
And it would help not just having better questions for the fans, but it would also help getting better answers, because if the person's comfortable with you or likes your personality or the questions, then maybe they'll open up a bit more than they would if you were just asking
Exactly.
questions
and
to ask.
and it's like I said before, it's a little embarrassing for both of us. You know what I mean? Because it's like, what the fuck do I do? You know. So it's kind of weird, man. But it's still, it's whatever, man. People just are just trying, and they're on to different things. And sometimes you have to just be grateful that someone's actually allowing you to get a little bit of their time. You know what I mean? When they obviously don't really know you, they're not really a fan, and they're still willing to feature you. You kind of got to appreciate that. But yeah, on the other side, if you really want to succeed on your end, do a little research. You know what I mean? It's only going to help you. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, let's switch gears. What's next?
No, next for me.
Yeah.
What do you mean, like the next question?
Yes, next question.
Oh, I was gonna pass it on and let someone else come on, so I wasn't taking up too much time.
That
But a second question is okay. So almost every single album that Escape the Fate has had is unique in its own way, but you can still listen to it and be like, "This is Escape the Fate." Whether it's the way the guitars sound, the way the drums or the lyrics flow, there's always something there that tells you this is Escape the Fate. How, with that in mind, how does the new album differ from any of the past albums? Because I know that's a generic question. Everyone typically says, "Oh, our next album's going to be a lot different from what we did before. It's a lot more fun. It's our favorite album." And again, that goes back to what we've talked about previously with always having the mindset of whatever the newest thing is being your favorite just because it's newer or fresher or it has that excitement to it. But will the new album really be different than the last? Without saying too much.
For me, I can't speak to the other guys, but I'll just give you this little tidbit. A little bit ago, maybe like 2 hours ago, I went to the grocery store, and I decided to bump the mix for one of the new songs, and honestly, I couldn't really help but tear up. It's a song I wrote for my daughters, and I'm listening and I'm like, fuck, man, like, as a singer, it's got to be tough to sing someone else's words, But that's the amazing thing about Craig is that he's not the typical lead singer. He does not have an ego. Craig, he has an ego because he's a singer. Everyone that's in a band has a fucking ego in some way. But he's not that type of guy. Like, he's super humble and just he's down to try, and hearing him sing it, and there's a passion to it, and the delivery was so amazing, and I'm just so grateful that he actually went and did that for me as a friend. I had something I really, really wanted to get out and say, and something that had been bugging me for so long, the entire time I was writing, and it was for my daughters and stuff. And basically, I'll just tell you guys, it's like this song's about, I'm basically apologizing to them ahead of time for all the time that I'm going to spend away from them. And at that particular time, I was away from them. And I'm like telling them that, hey, I'm going to make this shit all count. Don't worry. And I don't want to say specific ways of telling you that, because they're the lyrics in the song. And the way I put it together, it's fucking like gnarly. And I know my mom's going to cry, and is emotional for me. And it's not even like it's an upbeat song. It's an up-tempo song. It sounds fun, but the lyrics are gnarly. And
it reminds me, the way you described it kind of reminds me of some of the earlier Eminem songs.
Yeah, exactly. And I always speak, when I do lyrics, I speak very literal. I fucking use specific things that are exactly of a direct thing or person, or I don't use generalities. I don't like using generalities because it's not me, I guess. I don't know. But either way, to answer your question in the long-winded answer, that's what this album's about to me. It's about fucking emotion and really focusing on that part of the record. We do have some fun songs, but I'll be honest, a lot of heavy stuff has kind of found its way out. Not that this album doesn't have energy, but it's kind of like it hasn't been doing it for us, in terms of being able to express ourselves, which most of the albums don't have that many heavy songs, but a few here and there, and it's enough to make the album kind of come together. And this one, I think we really focused on having something to say in each individual song, and we really wanted to make sure that there was an emotional mark that was there. I know that was everything for me, is really hitting emotions, because songs are beautiful when you experiment with sounds, but at the end of the day, dude, when you go watch a Michael Bay movie, are you impressed by the graphics? No.
No.
You've seen it all. It's like, unless like when Avatar came out, it fucking did something, some kind of weird fucking, like, holy shit, this is an experience. This is gnarly. You know, it's been done before, but I've never seen it like this. You know, that was technically an experience. The story was whatever. That's not why you saw the movie. You saw the movie because you fucking wanted to feel like you're in this fucking world, right? In Michael Bay movies, it's just fucking computer CGI jerking off, dude. Just fucking jerking the fuck off, you know? And so to me, I'm never going to make as gnarly tech sounds or synths as dubstep or any kind of EDM. I'm not going to be able to shred as gnarly as Yngwie Malmsteen. I'm not going to be able to rip it on drums like fucking Travis Barker or Neil Peart. And I'm not going to be able to fucking, you know, Craig's not going to be fucking, I don't know, Freddie Mercury. You know what I'm saying? So we're not here trying to challenge what we can do sonically. It's everyone has, there's no limitation on what you can do sonically. So that's not my focus. What is the one thing that we're going to have that no one else has directly? Everyone has their own version of it, but that is our emotion. That is our personal experiences. Though we share common experiences with the whole world, and that's the point of sharing them so that they can relate, but these are our experiences, and these are my emotions, and you can't take that from me. So when you pour that through the majesty of song, you can't fucking go wrong as far as I'm concerned. You know, and we put that in not just the lyrics, not just Craig's delivery, but in the guitar solos, the feel of the drums. We wanted everything to just be human. You know what I mean? So that's the difference. We experimented a lot on the other albums. This one is all this, man. All this.
Yeah, that it has me really excited because I remember one of the first things that I read about Ronnie talking about his newest album was that there wasn't going to be a lot of heavier songs or any screaming or anything like that on it. And I was like, oh, well, that's great because then they can focus on, okay, let's put a heavy riff in this song just so it could have a heavy riff. To me, it means we're going to focus on the lyrics, make sure everything is catchy and just an overall good song instead of just a heavy song or just a poppy song. They could actually focus on making it emotional or the way they wanted to. So it has me excited for this next album too.
Absolutely. And there is a song where, like I said, where it's just about fun, but even that, it's like, that's real. Like sometimes we get fucked up, bro. You know what I mean? And you just need to sing about it. So it's like, and that type of song is the most challenging because it's easy to sing the emo songs in terms of, I mean, it's difficult to get it out initially, but then once you get it out, it's easy to be proud of that because you allowed yourself to be vulnerable. It's like, what, you're gonna hate on me being vulnerable right now? But it's those actual like tempo, fucking drinking, having fun songs that for a rock band like ours is difficult to do because you're kind of like, you don't want to just seem shallow or empty, you know? So, but that is part of what we do. That's who we are. Like I said, we're human beings, and that's what we do.
Some of the party songs from Escape the Fate that I think of are obviously One for the Money is one of the newer ones, but then going back to songs like City of Sin. Yeah. I think those are like really good like party atmosphere songs.
And sometimes we do that. I think this one we really took a chance. This one's fucking weird, bro, but some people are gonna love it. A lot of people are gonna hate it. Not that people are gonna be indifferent and be like, oh, it's I don't know, it's all right, or I don't know, I don't really like them. No, you're gonna love it or you're gonna hate it. So, and most people will hate it. And those that love it are going to make the people that hate it even more, like Game of Thrones. And then it'll grow, and then you'll be kind of like, well, I mean, I guess it's pretty cool. Yeah. So, yeah. Well, all right, man. Well, I'm going to...
Well, really quick, this take like 2 seconds to answer. The final question that I had was, Escape the Fate hasn't really had many collaborations, whether it's with like just a new singer coming on to do guest vocals for a song or whatever. I think there was just the one song, 10 Miles Wide, that had
Yeah.
a vocal collaboration. Are there any plans for that in the future? Is it something that you guys have tried to do more of and just not felt it, or what's with that? Because I
Um,
think a lot of people would obviously, the obvious answer would be a lot of people would love to see Ronnie on another Escape the Fate song, but there's also a lot of other really great vocalists from similar bands that you guys tour with that people would love to see as well. So
yeah, well, I mean, to do something with Ronnie, obviously that it'd be very interesting, and it'd be a, I don't know, it's a weird scenario, but you know, I've talked with him and we've thrown things back and forth, but just nothing really comes to fruition. But the problem with a lot of times when it comes to actual collaborations, it's usually the technical aspects, the actual availability of a person, because you have this much time to get something done, and then now you're lining up a tour and you want to release a song around this day and you want to do this or that, so it's like a whole fucking, everything is orchestrated, you know what I mean? And it's like, all right, well, he can do it, but not till this day. And it's like, well, fuck, you know what I mean? So there's just so
yeah,
many things like that. On an artistic level, for me, I've never wanted any fucking collaborations personally. I think it's weird. It feels forced oftentimes. But when it's organic, like Josh Todd, one day John Feldman invited him over and we wrote 10 Miles Wide, and it was organic. It made sense. It was fun. And his voice lent itself to the song, and everything was fucking cool. But I would never want to put someone on a song and force it just for the sake of trying to get that person's fans, just to feature someone, just to feature them because, I don't know,
yeah,
I like them or whatever. Like, if you told me fucking, I don't know, Axl Rose or you know, Elvis Presley come back from the dead and wants to do a fucking a guest vocal, I'd say, hell yeah, let's record it. But if I didn't like it and it's like, he doesn't work with what we're doing, I wouldn't care. Like a small example of that is when we did the self-titled, they brought this snare drum that they used on the recording of Use Your Illusions from Guns N' Roses, the fucking November Rain snare. And I'm like, oh my god, fuck yeah, this is a dream come true. I hit that thing, I'm like, fuck, this does not sound right. It was so big and boomy, and most of the stuff was more, you know, I needed something that cuts. And so it just didn't work. I wanted it to work, it didn't work. So, I mean, the same kind of rule to me applies with anybody. But on this record, I targeted one specific artist, and that's not necessarily a singer. And I really targeted this, and I thought, I have this song, and if I could get this person on it, I know that just their style will make this, this will be on another level for me as far as achieving what I visually, artistically had in mind. And so that's why I feel like I really wanted to reach out to this person. And who knows, maybe they come up with something stupid and I hate it. Maybe they come up with the best thing that I really envisioned. And so that's where I'm hoping, that we can have something, and we've scheduled it. It seemed out of reach. It seemed something that was not within, seemed too big for us to accomplish, but it's going to happen. So I'm really excited. And, there might be some surprises with it. You never know. So we'll see what's up, man. But I'm going to wrap this up here. So I'm going to take a few more that were on the chat and all that. But hey, man, always pleasure talking with you. Again, if you missed what I was saying in the beginning, I'm doing I'm not getting rid of the tiers, but anyone that signs up to the minimum $5 one that becomes a patron are going to be a Skype caller now. So I'm going to add all this list so you can be part of that. It was supposed to be exclusive, and it was really a conversation for me and my friends, but since they just work real jobs and have real schedules, it's not possible to do it. So I'd rather be able to take more time like this and talk to more fans who have questions like yours or just want to know silly stuff, so it's all good. So hopefully they take your lead and aren't scared to just ask anything and not feel dumb,
Awesome. And it was Sirius in the chat that won the
Cyrus
drum cover. Cyrus.
Yeah, that
congrats
is,
to him.
that's Cody.
Thank you for having me on.
You never know. You've been signed up too, so you might get some. There it is. All right. Well, that was Game Over Jesse. Again, if you guys are gamers, follow his YouTube channel. That's Game Over Jesse, and on Twitter, Game Over Jesse. He did a cool interview with me yesterday, and so you should go check it out. And if you're into video games, you could check out his other stuff, especially Zelda and Nintendo games. So let's get back to this chat real quick before I close this off. Let's see. And Jesse, before he left, asks, what is the best place to get milkshakes? That is Moo Burger, and that is on Bondi Beach. You go to any other Moo Burger in Australia, it's okay, but the one at Bondi Beach in Sydney, Australia, that is the best fucking milkshake on the planet. Very thin milkshake, very light, so it's not overwhelming with sugar. And I like sugary shit, man. I don't like fucking like Sour Patch Kids or nothing like that. I like chocolatey stuff, but I don't mind if it's super fucking chocolatey. But these aren't like that. These are very light and very delicious, and that is in Sydney, Australia. It's called Moo Burger, and you can get a kangaroo burger there, and a fucking crocodile burger, and a regular beef burger, and all kinds of stuff. It's kind of weird. And Melissa, sup Melissa, how you doing? She asks, how do you feel about Bruno Mars? Because he's my Sancho. I don't know what that means. I think that means he's your fucking backdoor man, which I feel kind of disrespected because I thought that was me. But anyways, Bruno Mars is fucking dope, dude. Bruno Mars is gnarly. He's obviously one of the best. He's just in terms of sheer vocal talent, like, I mean, he's right at the top, dude. He's amazing, and what he has over most artists who we just consider pop, we don't reserve a rock that goes into mainstream, or indie that goes into mainstream, or R&B that goes. We just restrict him as pretty much just a pop guy, right? He's the fucking best one. He's, to me, is the best one since Michael Jackson. And because he's an all-around entertainer as well, he plays every instrument, he plays every style of music. The guy fucking shreds on everything he does, you know, and his vocals are just so much emotion. If you really listen to his songs, a lot of his verses don't even have melody. That means it's not like a repeating pattern on a lot of his verses. His hooks do, but his verses don't even have a real consistent melody. You could give him like the dictionary and say, here, this fucking page from like F, this is your first verse lyrics. He'll either fit all of them in or take two or three and just go, ooh, and fucking make it work. Like, the dude is so gnarly. He could just sing a million things and create a beautiful melody, or sing one word and hold it out and bend it. And the talent level is absolutely, it's outrageous, dude. He's fucking phenomenal. And dancer, guitar player. I mean, what the fuck? This guy does everything, dude. Everything. My favorite song from him is the one from Twilight, the fucking It Will Rain. Gosh, so gnarly. Let me see, where did we go? A couple more. Siren Song, completely respect you're not wanting to talk about politics. Thank you for your answer. Maybe one day I will. You know, it's just kind of weird. I have to. Okay, the thing about talking politics for me is not so much that I mean, I don't want to, because I want to keep people focused on something that's entertaining for a while, so we can be sane. Because we constantly scroll and see all these fucking fucked up memes and hearing about who this fucking person did this fucked up thing, or this is the way the world's gonna end. We constantly have that in our mind. If you shut off your phone and you go outside, you look around, you go, oh well, everyone's kind of doing the same thing as me. People have hard times. I'm not going to be ignorant and say that there isn't fucked up shit happening in the world that's beyond measure. But, you know, it's like you have to take it one day at a time. You know, even God rested on the seventh day. It's like, for me, I provide the rest for you guys so you can chill and enjoy, and sometimes kick back and enjoy the sunshine for a moment and then get back to work. Well, hopefully I can be the sunshine in your life for a moment. Right? Let me see. And Jackie says she'll put money on me winning the fight. Doriana Francois, I think is how it would be pronounced, asked me how old are you? Believe it or not, guys, I am 30 years old. Yeah, I know it sucks. Almost done here. Cody asks, why not do a special situations cover? Simple song, a song you guys still sing, and it wouldn't take too long. Craig and Ronnie. I'm not even gonna answer that one right now, dude. I'm over that right now. So Cameron, there will not be a Patreon only session today because you see, although I'm gonna be doing some overtime that are just for Patreon people, and you know the whole idea, which now Cameron, you will be able to be a Skype caller. So be stoked on that. I'll get your info tonight, but I got some family duties to tend to, so I'm not going to be able to keep this extended for too much longer. But there is going to still be some bonus content that I'm going to put up once in a while, and there's going to be some overtime features like you're mentioning, where we just go and just for patrons and stuff. So there will still be some of those perks, but for the most part, I want to keep this open to everyone to watch, and then the Skype calls will be reserved for you guys. The bonus content will be reserved for you guys, the Patreons. So since you're already signed up, I'll get your info here in a little bit. I'll be messaging everyone individually and getting everyone's Skype names. And anytime you want to go on, if you're listening to the show, I'll just hit that call button and you're ready to go. You message me and say, hey Rob, I want to be on. I want to ask you something, or I want to give you my take on something. For example, this politics thing that came up. Maybe I don't feel like giving my fucking opinion on it, but maybe you do, and you could come on and I'll let you have the floor for a moment. I'm down to talk about whatever. It's just preferably I would like to keep it on other stuff, So there you go. You are now officially a Skype caller. And everyone else that's on Patreon will now be a Skype caller. Adding you guys all to the list. If you don't want to partake, it's cool. If you do, it's cool. But I will still keep the tier where you get the drumsticks, which I have coming to a couple of you guys. Cody, I'm looking at you. And I can't remember the other girl's name. And I can't remember the other girl's name who are waiting on the drumsticks that I haven't sent out. But again, there's stuff like this, which is now Cody's. I'm still going to keep that gnarly tier in case you want to get something like this. So there you go. And Melissa, you are now a Skype caller also, if you want to be. So now you can call in anytime you want. So there you go. I'm out, guys. Wait, thanks for answering my question. And I can't say about you. You're married. Bruno isn't. But yeah, he is a beast. Okay, but it's all good. You're a good lady. I appreciate that. Game Over Jesse got his drumsticks. Everyone. Last question right here from Silent. What is your favorite Metallica album? It usually depends on which album I'm listening to. Everything but Saint Anger. If I'm listening to it, then I do love it. Actually, to be honest, I can't say that. I thought I really loved the Load and Reload albums. I thought there's enough songs on there. They went a different direction, but I still love them. But, I can't get into them. I just can't do it. So anything besides Load, Reload, and Saint Anger. I love their new record. I love the last record. I loved the Symphony record, and I loved fucking all the other stuff. So I genuinely love them all. So I can't say there's a favorite one. I would lean Black Album, and I would probably Justice. I listened to And Justice for All probably more than the other ones, so maybe And Justice for All. There you go. All right, one more. And Morocco 18 Beast. I'm not sure if you are on Patreon, but head over to patreon.com/HeyRob. Sign up, and you could be a Skype caller for the freaking low price of only $5. Are you planning any other quests after the new ETF album? If we ever release this album, yeah, I'm gonna fucking promote the shit out of this album and do a bunch of stuff, and it's gonna be awesome. So there you go. As far as I really don't know how to answer that. I don't know. Yeah, we're gonna do a lot of stuff. And Eric, Mr. Cruz, my opponent. Yo, listen. First of all, if you're working on a 24-hour fitness, dude, that's too expensive. Don't work out there. It's not worth the money. Like, what are you doing? Secondly, why are you training at a gym where you got to take off your shoes to box? Like, fucking go train somewhere where you can actually be in a fucking like real boxing gym where you get real boxing knowledge. You're making this too easy for me. Eddie though is doing good. The toe isn't fully healed, but he is doing well, and he's ready to knock Santiago the fuck out, dude. Honestly, I feel disrespected by the other guys. He should not be fighting that guy. He is going to hurt that other guy, or just like kind of look at him and embarrass him. You, on the other hand, we're going to have a classic. It's going to be a blood and guts battle. I don't like to clinch. I don't like to hold. I like to fucking throw punches. And I know you like to do the same. So we're going to have a good go of it, except that I'm way too big. Our skill level is like even, and I'm just bigger and faster than you. And I don't get tired. So, and I'm way smarter than you. So there you go. Last question. Which was the strangest country you have been to? Ooh, that's an interesting one. I don't want to say, oh, dude, you do not even hit close to as hard as I do. Get the fuck out of here. Not even, it's like not even in the same realm, dude. I'm fucking like, oh my gosh. I was doing mitts. And I put the guy down with a body shot, and he had the fucking pad on him, and I put him down. That's like, are you kidding? With a body shot. And that was with my left, and that's not even my strong hand. My right hand's my strong hand. Like, it's insane. And look at this. Look at that reach. What are you going to do? You have to come in to hit me. You have to come in. You have to actually move forward to hit me. And I'm just going to use your fucking, I'm going to use your body's energy against you. And timing will destroy you. And that's the thing, is my timing is insane. And I adjust. And, I mean, you've seen me with Ness just kind of messing around. He literally said right before we started sparring, he goes, don't be pushing the pace all fast, Rob. So I was just kind of messing around with him. Fucking toying with him. With Matt, I was just toying with the guy, shoulder rolling, like, just to fuck with him. Like, I wasn't even trying, because I can't hurt these guys. I didn't even make a fist. I don't want to fucking hurt them, Like, if we're really fucking going at it, it's over. It's game over for you, dude. I have no fear of that. You're tough, dude. You got heart. You enjoy fighting. That's what's going to make this fun, is that you don't come forward. You're a counter puncher. You don't come forward. You could say that you're going to. You could say, I'm going to run, but you're a counter puncher. And you're going to be on the back foot. So, and I can do all of it. So, anyway, you don't have to cut off the ring. You don't have to cut off the ring. I'm going to have to cut off the ring on you. Trust me. And that chin will not be tested, because first of all, you can't even reach it. You look like fucking Danny DeVito with a fucking tan. You can't even reach me. You have to like jump up to hit me. You're going to be surprised. Anyways, to answer that last question, which was the strangest country I've ever been to? It would not that it was weird, but Malaysia. Malaysia was definitely the most unique. I'd never been in a country where, it was just a whole different atmosphere. It was very, very conservative. Everything was super clean, super nice, and it was just different. The whole vibe was different. I really enjoyed it. I ate some crazy food. I ate stingray and fucking who knows what else. I ate some fucking fruit vegetable thing that smelled like a foot, like an old dirty gym sock, and it tasted like a onion with the texture of a mango. Very strange, like, I don't know, but it wasn't weird, it wasn't scary, it wasn't like, I don't know, it was just unique, I guess. I don't know, it was just, I felt very out of place there. So there you go. So with that said, guys, I am out. Remember, I'm going to start taking all you guys' info. So anytime I do a live show, you guys will, everyone that's a Patreon will now be able to be a Skype caller. And yeah, so it'll be fun. You guys will be my co-host. And you could be like Jesse. We could sometimes go long, just 1 or 2 questions, depending on how many people will get on. It's all good. We'll have some fun with it. But those tiers are still there in case you want special stuff like that. With that said, this has been Hey Rob. I am out. Peace, mofos. Cruz, fuck you.